Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 4th of January 2019. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's afternoon session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets and see what they're up to right now. But before we jump into the charts, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. A few seconds for you to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so guys, now then, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on here is the Nasdaq Composite. So looking at this index, yesterday we saw a bit of declines here, dropping lower, but actually managing to stay above this key important area of support here, near the 6,450 level, approximately there. So the big question here is, of course, are we gonna have a nice push away from this today, or is this gonna continue dragging lower, and maybe we will test the 6,344 level marked by the lows of the 27th of December, or even actually going all the way here down towards the low of December, which was around the 6,190 level. And also, just to kind of point out, this level here was also seen as a very nice area of support way back here, back in August 2017. So of course, keep your eyes on that one, but only if we're going to get a nice drop here below the 6,344 level, approximately there. Keep your eyes on this one, but for now, judging by this picture, I mean, we could see maybe a curve up here and a push higher, where we could then potentially aim for this 21 EMA, which is around the 6,765 level, approximately there, or even actually going all the way here to test this little short-term downside resistance line here, taken from the 1st of October, or in other words, now could be more of a medium-term downside resistance line. So it could be a nice possible test, but probably to be on the more cautious side, we'll probably need to see a nice good pop above these recent highs here that we saw on this week, and that was approximately around the 6,695 level. So in a way, you could keep an eye on that level, or for those who are like the round numbers, you could keep a close eye on the 6,700 level. So in a way, this probably could put you even in a even more cautious position. So I mean, a nice good pop above this could open the path towards these higher levels, where the first one could be seen excuse me, near the 6,870 level, or even like I said, going all the way here to test this downside resistance line. So for now, be very careful. Let's first see how this level plays out here, the 6,450 level. If we see a drop lower, then we're going to keep a close eye on the 6,344 zone. So keep your eyes on this one. And again, a break below this could be that gateway towards the December lows here, which were around the 6,190 level. So that's what's in regards to the downside. And like I said, I'll repeat myself, on the upside, we're keeping a close eye on the 6,700 level, just to be more on the cautious side, given all the negativity around the equity markets right now. Jumping into gold. Now gold is having a nice move lower here. Certainly also it's getting fueled up by the NFPs, which came out, well, should I say, almost double the expectation. But still, to be honest, looking at the market, how the market is performing right now, it seems that the market doesn't know what it wants to do. So looking at this right now, looking at gold, of course, we're seeing this decline here from the highs that we saw here around the 1298 level today. So now it's currently testing this key area of support around the 1284 marked here by the highs of the 19th of June. You can see that in the past here, 19th of June 2018, it acted as a very nice area of resistance, but now this time it's going to be the level level of support that in the way how we're going to look at it. So a break below this could potentially send this commodity towards maybe a retest of this very short-term steep upside support line taken from the lows of the 28th of November. Could see maybe a test of this area here around the 1266 zone. And just kind of to remind you, in the past when I was talking about gold, I was telling you guys that the 1266 kind of acts as an like almost as a psychological level, because as you can see in the past here back in July 2018, so it acted as a nice area of resistance from which it kind of dragged lower, and then only in December we managed to break it, and we managed to break it to the upside, yes, but once the price retraced back down, it failed to drop below the 1266. So that's why we're going to keep a close eye on this level here again if this continues to travel further down. On the upside, well, I mean, now judging from this picture, I mean, it seems that the upside could be slightly off the table, especially if we're going to get a break below the 1284, of course I'm talking about the short-term from the short-term perspective, because we could see maybe a bit more correction to the downside. But if, let's say, this suddenly reverses back up here and starts traveling towards the 1298 level again, of course keep your eyes on the psychological 13 level, or even slightly above. We do have some interesting areas. Now you see this one, the slightly more highlighted one. This is the 2018's opening price. Now this was around the 1302.50. You could in a way keep your eyes on that one, but slightly above that we do have a nice good potential area of resistance around the 1308, which held the price nicely here back in the end of May and the beginning of June. So it didn't allow the price to move higher, and so from there you can see that it sold off nicely. And yep, this is the level that we're going to be keeping a close eye on as well. If we see a reversal back up here and we see the today's highs getting violated. So okay guys, so now then let's jump into DXY. Looking at this one here, certainly it's a bit of a mixed trading on this one. You can see that it's kind of up and down, up and down. Looking at this daily chart, overall still you can see that the 100 EMA continues to hold, and you can see that that basically the bodies of the candle, of the daily candles, are not able to kind of close below this 100 EMA. So in a way we're going to continue monitoring it as an important area of support. Certainly if this decides to travel further up here, in order for us to kind of consider maybe slightly higher levels here, we would need to see a nice good push here above, maybe initially of course above the yesterday's highs near the 96.75, and then we could aim for the 97.10 and above. But for now, until we're kind of stuck here, certainly we're going to be very cautious in this one. We're probably going to take a more neutral stand on this one, but keep a close eye on these levels. Of course on the downside the 100 EMA, and together with the 96 level, and on the upside the 96.75 zone, which could provide could be a gateway towards higher levels if it gets broken. So now then, looking at this for now, like I said, probably the kind of the outlook is more neutral, and for now we're just going to observe the key levels. Looking at the euro dollar, certainly a little bit pushing back down. So currently, well, today we were trading here above this this upside support line, in a way kind of becoming a tentative one, but nevertheless we're going to still keep an eye on it. So we can see that it's trying to push back down. Certainly for us to get more comfortable with lower levels, let me just jump back into the 4-hour chart. In order for us to kind of start looking at lower levels, we would need to see a nice good drop here below the 113.40 level, and then we could aim for the 113 level as approximately there, or even actually going much lower towards the December lows around the 112.70. So for now guys, be very careful. Certainly it's getting back below this kind of tentative upside support line, but for now it could easily reverse back up here and get back above this upside support line. So that's why in a way it becomes a bit tricky right now to try to predict where exactly it wants to finish off the day. Certainly at the moment we're seeing this move lower, but again we're keeping a close eye on this 113.40 level, and a nice good break below it could send this potentially could send this towards the 113.05. So keep on monitoring this pair. On the upside, well, we're going to take probably a more cautious approach, and we're going to keep an eye on this 114.25. A nice good pop above this could potentially open the path towards these higher levels. But for now, even if it's going to, let's say, get back above this upside support line, until it breaks this 114.25, we're just going to stay neutral, because to be honest, it could go either way, just easily getting triggered by any small news, basically. Last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's USDJPY. Looking at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that it's currently testing the 21 EMA, shown here as the yellow line. Of course, it continues to climb higher after the recent sell-off that we saw here this week, so it continues to travel further up. But at the moment, I mean, it is getting held here by this 21 EMA. Just slightly above that, we do have the 108.73 zone, which was marked by the lows of the 2nd of January, or should I say, the intraday swing low here of the 2nd of January. So keep an eye on that one. Could get tested. But if it fails to drive further up here, we could see maybe a bit of a sell-off here and a move back down. But because looking at the daily chart, you can see that yes, it is trying to climb higher, but overall it's still bearish. It's still below a downside resistance line here. Just let me quickly draw this one here. So this medium term, or should I say short term downside resistance line, taken from the highs of the 14th of December. So in a way, of course, yeah, we could see maybe a travel higher, maybe a test of this downside resistance line. But if it fails to, if the rate fails to drive above it, then, well, I mean, well, you probably understand what could happen. I mean, we could see maybe another leg of selling here and a move lower. So for now, even though it's a very interesting pair, at the same time it's a bit tricky. So what we're keeping close eye on here is, of course, on the 4-hour chart, you can keep looking at the 21 EMA, or just to kind of probably, if we like to take a level, then the 108.73 area approximately there could be that one to watch, because a nice good break above this could send this higher towards this, like I said, towards this retest of this downside resistance line. But if it fails to drive above the 108.73, then maybe we could see maybe a bit of a correction back down here, where we will then take it from there, and just to try to find some new potential areas of support, because to be honest, all the yen pairs right now are a bit tricky. At one day they're acting as safe haven, and the other day they're selling off. So it's a bit of a crazy trading, I would probably say, right now. So be very careful, guys. Okay, guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me I wanted to say tomorrow, on Monday morning, at 7 o'clock GMT time for my Traders Espresso, so yep, feel free, and I'll be happy to kind of see you and see you there. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.